Hello everybody and welcome to the Canva brand style guide training video. Okay, so hopefully at this point you've now already done loads and loads of mood boards. You've got a better idea of the kind of colour scheme and emotions that you're trying to tap into with your designs. You've then followed along with the logo design training and you've got a beautiful logo that you're now really happy with in the kind of colour scheme that you're starting to pull together and really happy with. But how do you pull it all together into an actual brand style guide? Okay, so again, I will have shared a link with you to then copy the template for the brand style guide over into your Canva account. Again, before you do anything with it, make a copy of it. So that's what we're going to do now. There we go. Now in the copied version, I will click on it and it will take us to the editor. So I'm going to click on English because Google Translate's getting a little bit freaked out by the lorem ipsum text there. Right, okay, so this is your brand style guide. So as you can see, basically what you would then do is you would come in here, pop whatever your domain name is for your website if you've got one. If not, don't worry about that for now. And then any of those logos that you've created, where I showed you in the other video to upload your new logo that you'd created, all you would do is then just swap it out. So basically you would click it, bring it over, and then I'd delete that and replace it with that, and the same with all of them. Okay, but I'm not going to do that right now. Okay, and then color scheme. So again, as you've started pulling your colours together in one of those mood boards where you really liked it, so we'll just open that up again. I would click on those colours and do the whole grabbing the code, and then obviously then in here I would then click on that and then paste the code in so that I've got then my new colours. Okay, so hit paste, there we go. Alright, and I would just do that as I go through to create then the brand's colour scheme. Alright, now then the next bit is fonts. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit on this. Here we go. Right, okay, so obviously we've done all the logo. You're going to then work through your colour scheme, create all of those, and then the fonts. So this is just your actual descriptor, so ignore those, as in don't edit those, leave them as they are. So heading, heading 2, heading 3, and paragraph. So obviously heading 1 is your main heading. So it's always usually your largest font. It's what's meant to be grabbing attention. It's telling everybody that this is the title of your page. It's letting everybody know what it is. Then you've got your heading 2 for subheadings, heading 3 for subheadings, and then your paragraph text. Obviously there's other subheadings as well that you can use, like subheading 4 and 5, like H1 to H5 is quite common. So what you then need to do is pick your fonts, and there are tons and tons of fonts included in Canva. Okay, so it's always a good idea to it's quite nice to mix up what we call serif and sans serif fonts. I'm not going to get into typography and bore you with all of that, but it can look really nice. So I've actually kind of done that here, but we've chosen one. So can you see the little kind of tails on the letter? Well, they're called serifs, okay. And then if you look on this one down here, it doesn't have the tails, so that's why it's like a sans serif, because it means it doesn't have it. So it's quite nice to mix those up. All right. Now, funnily enough, we actually find it easier to read serif fonts. So if you're going to have a lot of type and things, it might actually be easier to pick a serif font for your main thing. But obviously as designers, and how more modern they look, we do tend to steer towards more the sans serif font. So yeah, there's a little bit of usability like guidelines there for you, but that's a whole different workshop just to talk about those kind of things. So for now, just go to town, just have a play. Seriously, this is the only way that you're going to learn this, guys. So I tend to start off with my main heading. So it's kind of, okay, what are the fonts, which ones are sticking out to me, and what do I like? Okay, and like I said, before you start playing around, you can copy the style guide template a number of times so that you can have a play and do different versions, and then based on that then decide which ones it is that then you love the most. So don't be scared to create plenty of copies and have a play around and all of that kind of thing. Alright, so pick a font, see what it looks like. If you're not happy, pick another one, see what that looks like, so on and so on and so on. Okay, so there we go. And there's so many in here, guys, like I'm not joking. There's hundreds. This will keep you quiet for hours, quite literally. Alright, okay, so let's say that you've now found your heading font that you really like. You would then do exactly the same for your subheading, so heading 2 font, and at least your heading 3 font, and then again for your paragraph text. Alright. And again, then change these out to the colour scheme that you've already created. Okay, so again, to do that, all you do is you highlight it, and because then you've used those colours already in here, they're going to be here waiting for you. Alright, makes it so much quicker. It's fantastic. Okay, so that's our fonts taken care of. Now the next things are our links and our buttons. Alright, and this is going to come in really handy for tomorrow's workshop as well, because you're going to need to know what these things are going to look like. Alright, so again, once you're happy with your fonts, then the text links tend to be the same font as your paragraph text. But again, decide what colours they're going to be. Alright, so is the hover going to be a darker colour? Is the link going to be a different colour? Or is the link just going to be the same colour but with an underline underneath it? They're things that you need to decide. So if that's what you wanted to go for, then to underline it, again, it's just up here on your editor's options, and you just change it then to an underlined version. There we go. Okay, so that then people know that is a link, but if you're not happy with that, then obviously don't do that. And then the button, again, just change the colours. There is actually a border on these, so you may decide that you want to go for kind of like a light coloured button, but then actually have the border. So we're going to go for white there, and then click on that, and then that gives us the border colour, and there you go. Okay, and then what colour would you like the hover to be? So again, the first box is what does the main colour, and then the second box is what then does the hover. So I might actually want to swap that round, so that when I click off it, the normal button will actually be white with then the bluey kind of greeny colour as an outline, but then when someone goes over it to hover, then it would then change to that, and we'll obviously be doing that over when we're building the website tomorrow. So there you go. So there's so many things that you can play around in this, but this is how you create your overall brand style, because then this will speed things up when you're styling and putting things together tomorrow when you're actually building your website. So this is definitely worth doing. Like if you already have an existing logo and colour scheme, so you didn't actually need to do the mood board and the logo design from the earlier lessons, please at least do this if you don't already have one, because it really will speed things up tomorrow, I promise you. Plus obviously then everything kind of looks all suited to your brand and everything like that. So there you go, guys. So that is how you now create a brand style guide using Canva and the templates that I've shared with you. So have fun. Again, share what you're doing over in the Facebook group. And I'm looking forward to chatting to you all later to see what you've all been creating. Oh, it's just getting so exciting. Right, I will see you all later on today. All right, bye.